Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to Game 2 of Socke versus Cloud very shortly, which, as with the rest of this game, well, the games of this tournament, has proven to be rather interesting in its own little way.
Yeah, teammates fighting it out. Socke rubbing in the wind in his face, said, "Don't you dare try to 3-racks me again. Don't even try it." And then he just...
I love how the metagame is basically a roundabout, isn't it? It's like, we're just going back to the beta now.
That's it.
I love it.
It's always the same. All right, you ready?
I'm pretty ready.
Let's go. It's always the same because people cut corners, but nobody does that anymore, and then it comes back and...
Yep. And then, of course, you get Thorzane with his 21 plus 3 Reapers.
Yeah, bloody Reapers.
That's how you do endgame TVP, apparently, according to Thorzane at this point. Requires some fairly sick controllers, something to bear in mind if you do attempt to try that. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this particular matchup between Alternate Attacks Cloud. He is in the blue trunks, and he is playing Terran to the northeast of this particular map, which is, of course, the SHOUTcraft Plateau, versus his opponent. It is Alternate Attacks Socke. He is in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the southwest.
I think that first game was a bit of one-off surprise, kind of not going to happen again kind of game.
I can't see that happening again. There was some nonsense going on in that game, which is cool. You know, I'm totally fine with that. But bear in mind that SCi is about entertainment, and these guys are out to provide for you today.
Yeah, for sure. And I probably Cloud can go one barracks expand here, but I don't think we're going to see Nexus first again from Socke. He's playing a bit with fire there in that last game.
He was, yeah.
And it was very lucky for him to turn that around. And Cloud should have just built one bunker straight away. I mean, he had the resources to do so. He just kind of didn't expect that to happen, kind of attack.
Yeah, he just wanted to kill him in that attack, and he didn't expect the counter push and missed the pylon. The problem with Tal'Darim is, of course, it's very easy to miss the pylon.
Yeah, and it's also smart from Socke not to warp in all the units to defend, but to warp in from behind and surprise attack. But yeah, it was good. Anyway, we do have the barracks coming down, and a war-off will happen shortly. And the best play in the world in TVP right now is to hide your build. So if Cloud builds a supply depot, it's the best thing in the world to wall in, because then there's absolutely no way Socke can know what's going on. Whether it be a 1 barracks expansion to 1-1-1, there's absolutely no way. And it's very hard to deal with it, which is what Cloud kind of did in that first game, was hiding a lot of information there. And it looks like he will be able to get that wall in off if he decides to, but it looks like actually the barracks waypoint is just going down. So he's just going to go ahead and be like, all right, I'm going 1 barracks expand. And that may even force Socke just to go 1 gate expand before Cyber.
Yeah, I'll be pretty happy with Cloud just to play a straight-up game here, with particularly macro-orientated, because let's be honest, what Cloud just did is not a strong point.
Yeah.
It really isn't. I want to see the macro games from Cloud. He's very, very strong in that regard. In fact, most of this group is, really. You're talking about Socke, you're talking about... Nope.
I'm not too sure why Protoss players do that. I just there.
God, that's hard to fix.
I know, and then you just lift it up and put it down anyway. I did it before, and I'm like, that's kind of pointless.
It's going to surely cancel that.
Yeah, it's not even point going up.
Yeah, even that, it's like, it's a waste of minerals. Why do you even bother?
It's not that big of a deal for Terran players.
Not really. Not really.
I've done it before, and I've also had that done to me, and I built the command site next to the pylon like Cloud does, and then my opponent was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That doesn't work, does it?
But we do have a fast expansion here from Socke, before any units, and then just cutting corners a little bit. Is going to chrono boost the Stalker out so he can get rid of the SUV and then choose his tech path, really. Does he add on extra gateways to try to pressure this? Does he grab a second gas? Meanwhile, Cloud adding on a second barracks, and actually, by the looks of it, grab both gases before the barracks here. So Cloud is going to be teching rather hard here. And it may be up for Medivac super fast. It may also be for double engineering bay, which he's known for also. So I'm going to have to follow what's going on there by Cloud, but definitely low on units at the moment.
Yeah, double engineering bay play is definitely a possibility. Honestly, it really, really is for him. He's so much into that, and you can hardly blame him. It's a really, really good strategy. Here comes the factory down for Cloud, looking to go Marine Marauder Medivac by the looks of it for the moment.
Just nice and fast Medivacs by the looks of it. I don't think he's going to use tanks. You could, but I don't think he will. Go in tanks early on, not so good. Only unless you go on 1-1-1. Meanwhile, we do have Socke throwing down a second gateway, and Double Gas so far may throw down a third gateway, but looks like he doesn't want to. So he actually may throw down the robotics facility first. So both of these guys cutting corners on their initial tech tree and just going straight up to level 2. And what's that going to be by Socke? Yeah, Robo. Okay.
Delicious Robo.
Delicious Robo. And look at this, actually. It looks like we're going to see Marine Hellion play coming. And there's no tech lab on that second barracks. Marines are being made. And a tech lab, maybe we are going to see some tanks. So that's interesting play by Cloud here. And maybe he's taking a book out of a page. I always say that. Maybe taking a page out of Nama's book, because these mid kind of game pushes, especially on this map with Marine, bunkers, tanks, is pretty viable.
Yeah, there's also the possibility of abuse right here. You knock these rocks down and then you get yourself into a position over here with Siege, which is horrible. Really hard to deal with. Usually, of course, that involves a way of looking up there, which will involve having at least a medivac, but he hasn't gone that just yet, so it may very well just be a push down at the front. In the meantime, we can have a look at what Socke is doing. He's got the Twilight Council coming up here, as you can see. He's mining gas from 3 at the moment, as opposed to 4.
It's interesting that he's gone for Twilight Council so early. He's gone for Blink really early on, so...
Well, it's definitely a very good map for it, sorry. I was like, what was I going to say?
Yeah, I mean, especially against the style that we're seeing from Cloud 2, Blink is going to be very good in dealing with this, because he's going to be able to blink onto tanks and from tanks and jump in on tanks from different angles, so it's going to be very good to use that. And I'm interested to see what he's going to do from now on. Probably just add extra gateways, so there goes 2 more gateways, so he's up to 4 of total now. Is he going to go higher again? 5? So it looks like we're going to be seeing quite some heavy aggression here from Socke, just with Stalkers, really.
And indeed, why not? Like I said, great map for it. It's beautiful, the way that you can blink in and out via the passage at the back of the base here. And I think Cloud's already ready for that. I mean, you look, he's just standing there. It's like, I bet you're going to get Blink Stalkers in my base, and you're going to go this way, aren't you? Because that's what every Protoss does. Could do.
Potentially. And, yeah, I haven't really seen a Protoss play like this in a long time. It's a little bit risky, especially against the standard kind of style of play. But the tanks have been revealed. You did see one on the higher ground now.
Well, he's going to have to be a little bit careful then. Tanks have a tendency of eating their way through Stalkers quite rapidly.
And a maximum of 5 gateways, not the maximum you can have on 2 bases, which is why his money's high. So is he going to expand soon, or he's spending all Chrono Boost into the gateways right now, so warping in a lot.
Yeah, he built up a trust fund to allow him to do that.
Now, he is taking a page from Nama's book right now as he moves out with tank and Marines and SCVs too.
Hello.
Yeah, this is annoying because he's going to have to come back, and then by the time he gets back, he can blink out again.
Yep,
no
that's absolutely
no
true.
Combat shields.
Yeah, Cloud's actually moving into an interception position to try and prevent that from happening, and is going to fight him from the top and the bottom ground, but Socke is deliberately forcing himself forward to try and avoid that. The problem is there were too many Marines, and Socke's Stalkers just got gunned down with... Ooh, that was a lot of Stalkers lost there, come to think of it, and not an awful lot of economic damage done.
No, that was really bad.
Admittedly, this might change that. There's a bunch of SCVs now coming in to fight this, and...
He's in a world of trouble. He actually can't stop this tank Marine coming. He actually can't stop it.
Yeah, he can't, and he's willing to sacrifice SCVs to make this work, and brings another tank out, and just look at the size of that force that's about to stomp down on top of Socke, and what the hell's Socke going to do about it?
And nothing, he's
got a force
up.
field.
He's got 2 force fields, he's going to hold on, but he's also hiding probes in the top left. He may just try and base race.
Well, that's actually not even going to go up there. I think he was he's too focused on base racing right now. He is going in for full-on base race, and Cloud will win that base race. He's got loads more firepower available.
And he can just lift up buildings and fly them away.
Exactly. So I'm not really sure. Base racing at Terran's never a good idea, and looks like Cloud is going to punish this pretty hard.
Dark Shrine going down for Socke.
It's a proxy Dark Shrine. It's all the way over in the corner here.
Yeah, but he's going to lose a lot of pylons. He's not going to have any money to actually warp in anything. So.
This game just turned very weird.
Yeah, it looks like a loss actually for Socke, because he's gone for DTs. Yeah, great, but he's not going to have any pylons anywhere because he's got so many.
Yeah, he's going to have no supply. Yeah.
He's got so many probes, and he hasn't got any money, first of all. So Dark Shrine's actually completely useless.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's actually playing at here. Whatever the case, Cloud is obviously taking some fire as well, and Cloud, well, he's leaving. He's off into the clouds in his own little world and flying the remainder of his base away. And he might eventually end up losing this base, but I really don't know what's going on between these two right now. The first game was weird. The second game has turned into a bizarre base race.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is very, very odd.
Both the command centers go down for Cloud, so we will get revealed, which is obviously a pain. But there's still no way for Socke. This may actually end in a draw.
Potentially. Well, whatever the case, another command center is coming down right here.
But he needs to get rid of these pylons. There's 2 pylons in the main, another one on the natural. There's pylons in the middle of the map. Maybe not end in a draw then. Socke may actually win this because there's Nexus there. He's not getting rid of the pylons fast enough. DTs can be warped in now, and there's no way to stop DTs. He has to build a Raven.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's going to be fairly tricky.
Well, he's about to land a starport down.
There we go.
And he's going to probably go for
afford a Raven?
Banshee, though.
He should not go for
He's not going
Banshee.
to build a Raven blindly.
He's building a Raven
really?
blindly.
Why?
Because he realizes because he's being attacked by Dark Templar. That's generally why. Yeah, there's a DT slicing away at that tank right there, so he realizes he needs it. He also needs to do a lot of Stalker damage in the process. The problem is, like, he's got to retreat now because that DT will kill his entire army. And yes, Socke could potentially win this silly thing.
Yeah. Sokke's got how many probes hidden? 6.
All right, he's coming around the flank right here. Cloud taking a bunch more firepower. He's taking a lot of that damage there on the tank, but the Stalkers are well microed, and Cloud is actually, by the looks of it, going to lose this.
Yeah, tank goes down. Only Marines against DT and Stalkers with Blink. Yeah, no way.
He turns around for last-ditch effort. GG, and Socke wins in a bizarre series.
SCi2 and 3 champion comes back to
what the
2-0.
hell? I don't even know what that game was, honestly. I don't even know what that game was.
That was pretty crazy for sure.
Yeah,
that was not a good start for Cloud.
No,
not at all.
Not at all. That's not what I'd expect from him, especially on a fairly good performance at Home Story Cup. I'd certainly have expected better. But whatever the case, we're going to be seeing him again very shortly because he's going to be facing off against Grubby.
So is it Cloud versus Grubby now, or is it Rhett versus who's next?
It's Cloud versus Grubby, according to my schedule.
Okay, Cloud versus Grubby.
Yep. Rhett's playing all of his games at the end of the day because, of course, he's in the US. So,
all right.
Yep, it'll be Cloud versus Grubby. And then we will be going into the Rhett games, which will be Socke and Cloud, and then Grubby all versus Rhett. So we'll be going to a quick ad break, folks, and when we come back, we'll be bringing you Grubby versus Cloud.